I have two other poems. The first one, I did a poetry workshop at the Poetry Foundation a long time ago, and it was a poet that we read prior to working with her poems. She's an African-American poet, Lillian Yvonne Bertram, and I really liked this poem that she wrote about legacy. So I took a line from it, and it's called An Ode to Lillian Yvonne Bertram's line, I instruct my ghost to hold me. I didn't fucking ask for this shit, you know? What shit? Being the torchbearer? Dad says that's pretty narcissistic. Okay, Dad, I might be a narcissist, but I look damn good while I'm at it. Plus, the ghosts don't seem to mind. They don't even care. They're busy spelunking and playing spoons and skipping rocks in some swampland, one which I wouldn't dare to tread. They don't say much, except one thing. They instruct me to hold the line. I had no choice, I swear to you. I was just a molecular concoction, a yummy off-white cocktail in a petri dish, baited to worry about things like lineage. They've demanded it as if I'm already one of them, as if I've lived and died. No, I cannot instruct my ghost to hold the line. They wouldn't ever grant me such ease, such needed help. And if I tried to throw it to them anyway, I'd get wrapped up in slimy string, my hands too tied, too bound together, so that I cannot write our histories and fantasies and poems like this. No, I must indeed keep my head above water. Who else will shoulder the burden otherwise? This is another poem that really I have nothing to say about, actually. So, yeah. It's called I'm Tired, Forget It, You Weren't Listening Anyway. Good start. Yeah. It seems I can't write unless there is something chasing me. Bouts of inspiration swarm, loud bumblebees in my ears, but only when the weather is right. Words come to me, not from me, like I'm an oracle, like I'm a monk in a hooded shroud, like I'm in a temple somewhere, rocking back and forth, eyes wide open. I am blind, but my eyes are ready to receive, my mouth ajar, mouths fluttering out of it, dirty feet and short fingernails rocking back and forth, hands clutching gravel so hard it leaves indents, leaves history-shaped impressions on my skin, reminding me of hundreds of years of evolution. Sticky marmalade, sticky insect and ambered, just for it all to come to this. Rocking back and forth like the world is whispering instructions to me, some sort of God maybe, some sort of clean, soft hand, reaching down as I rock, pulling my hair back away from my eyes and tucking it behind my ear. Sweet little girl, sweet little Red Riding Hood, all wrapped in gray fabric. Listen, listen, listen to the whisper, the humming so high in volume but so low in pitch. Bass so low the temple shakes and more gravel is made for me to clutch. Bass so low that the eggs in their nest atop the temple splinter all too soon, splinter and crack so that light starts leaking in. Bass and heat. Heat warm enough to artificially start the natural process. I fear we're cooked as they are. There's a baby bird chirping out the window now. It's only midnight. Why are you awake? Is it not too early for you? I fear perhaps it is now too late. Was the heat too warm, the bass too low, the light too scathing for your little eyes? I pretend not to hear it. I close my blind eyes as if they will somehow mute the chirping and the bass, and like an oracle or something, words come into me. I fear for the worst should they come out, but then recall that no one should believe me anyways. Not a word I say can be heard. The word of the blind is fated to fall on deaf ears. The curse of Cassandra is engraved in the temple walls for my hand to trace over and over. A prophetess. Yes, I am a cursed prophetess. I move across outside to the steps. I look away as I type, not write. We still have phones here at the temple. It's not ancient Greece. It's the motherfucking 21st century. And anyway, writing is too sloppy, and my hands have to still hold the gravel somehow, and there are too many ways to make too many mistakes for which you cannot press delete. I face forward, the only time my head isn't down. I face forward to watch as though there are scenes being performed in front of me, great historic battles painted on an auburn skyline, horses and blood. I look away from the keyboard in my mind's eye, which means I don't need it, and anyway, everybody gets to stay on the same line when you type it, and mistakes can be deleted. I don't need to, damn, this is long. I don't need to look down. Imagine the grass, and I see no fault in it. I hear a baseball down the street bounce, raising the gravel up like the bass. A seagull screams, and though we are far from the lake, he is enjoying a smooth 76-degree wind. He is deformed too, you know, from all that light and heat and bass. I hear trees blowing high and by, and XOXO to me and only me. There's a wind chime in the next door neighbors. I imagine it has a rusted cowbell shape, a motorcycle roars, the basketball again, the wind, a neighbor with the red pickup truck speaking Spanish on the phone. He's too far to try to decipher, but he's excited about something. The only time I don't look down is when I write, like I'm possessed, a prophetess, like an oracle of some sort, like a visionary, like I'm trying to catch up to some caged, cursed visions. My hands move so fast, so fucking fast that I can't catch them. So fast the gravel spills, and I fear they might just fall off and run away, might attach themselves to someone slower, less rabid, less disfigured, less bound to visions and birds and spilling gravel. God may have touched me, marked me, but he has never answered the question, what do I do with it all? And where do all the words go? You know, the ones that come to me? I think I will need a long nap once I'm done delivering this prophecy. And then the apartment, which is visually very, there's only one page of the apartment here, I fear.
We have the Broadside.
Yes, that's what I think I'm gonna go do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the apartment visually, if you'll take a look, and when you look at the wonderful reveal of the Broadsides, is supposed to be read really left to right, but that is gonna make people lose attention because they'll forget what the first one is about, but it's supposed to be, sort of two poems that are companions to each other. And the first is a list of things I could have done but did not do when I went back to his apartment to collect the rest of my belongings. And then the second poem is called A List of Things I Did When I Went Back to His Apartment to Collect the Rest of My Belongings.
Go.
So try to remember what's going on in the first one because it will impact the second one. A list of things I could have done but did not do when I went back to his apartment to collect the rest of my belongings. Number 1, poked holes in all his condoms. Grieved my mother. 2, opened the bathroom mirror, the one that guests use, not the one by his bedroom. Applied her new Givenchy lipstick, what a great brown color it is, and kissed one of the condoms, like a gift. If she has a keen eye, she will notice how thoughtful it was. Wailed on the floor for many, many hours. 3, smelled his pillow. For a long time, found her pink scrunchie underneath it, obviously. Wrapped one of my blue hairs around it as an act of self-sacrifice, and nailed it to the wall above the bed. This way, it would be a proper crucifixion, and he will surely receive my holy message. Managed to befriend the ghosts on my own, unbothered that they are the only witnesses at this ceremony. 4, rummaged through his junk drawer in search of myself. My junk is in there too, so I have the goddamn right. Place my Polaroid at the top of the pile, like tarot cards, in a mystical order so as to shrink everything into tiny little pixels, and close the disappearing snapshots of my life drawer. I watch as the entire apartment starts to disappear with it. Made a task an experience. 5, found her name etched between what I guess is poetry, which I spend the rest of my life trying to decipher. Admired its display in a stack of books on the windowsill. Perhaps he read them all already, and added a line or two, so as to give the poem some gusto. Said goodbye to the ghosts, for they are doomed to stay here. 6, placed my key on his whiteboard, because she needs it more than I do. Erased some shit, because I too can play God. And wrote, Becca was here, because I was.
Yeah.
things I did when I went back to his apartment to collect the rest of my belongings. 1. Took one of his condoms. Grieved my mother. 2. Opened the bathroom mirror. I doubt she's already been promoted to the one by his bedroom. Twirled her new Givenchy lipstick around and around. Truly, what a gray-brown color it is. And laid it on its side, like a funeral. If she has a keen nose, she will smell its death on the way down. Cried much less than I thought I would. 3. Smelled his pillow for an appropriate amount of time. Found her pink scrunchie underneath it, obviously. Moved it an inch or two, give or take, for the bit, and tossed the duvet I gave him to the other side of the bed. This way he would notice that I noticed, but I know he is not wise enough to receive my holy message. Brought a friend with me so that the ghost would think it was a party, and because I could not handle them being my only witnesses. 4. Rummaged through his junk drawer in search of trouble. He gave me permission, not that I really needed it. Placed my Polaroids at the top of the pile, like tarot cards, in no particular order so as to complement the mess, and closed the still full of junk drawer. I hope she has an absolutely riveting scavenger hunt. Made an experience a task. Found her name etched between undecipherable phrases, which I do not bother trying to decipher. Scoffed at its display in a stack of books on the windowsill. I know they are all unread. And pulled it outwards on a slight angle so as to fuck with their feng shui. Took the ghosts home with me, for they are mine to keep. 6. Placed my key on his whiteboard, because it is no longer my key. Found just the spot for it, because there was just the spot for it, and wrote Becca was here, because I was. Thank you.